Good morning, and today I have my obligatory glass of water, which I'm going to take a slurp of. It's always important to drink lots of water. Now I'm outside and I'm testing this new, well, it's kind of like almost like a pet really. It's this little furry thing that I've put on top of my speaker, my microphone rather, because I live just outside of London, and although it's a lovely village and it's beautiful and very picturesque, there is quite a lot of traffic, and because I'm nestled between Heathrow Airport pretty much and Gatwick Airport, which is amazing because I can get to both airports really easily, we do get a lot of aircraft flying over at certain times, so it's not as idyllically quiet as I want it to be. So I'm just testing out this microphone really. But anyway, welcome to the morning, and I just wanted you to know that I am going to be doing a live stream later on this afternoon. I was looking at some stuff this morning. What should I do it on? And I think I'm going to do something about talking. Now, I'm quite a talker, and I can remember, it hasn't really changed much. I can remember my mum saying to me, "Gosh, Lisa, you ask so many questions. I can't answer all the questions you're asking." I think I was one of those children when I was little, what's that? Why is that like that? Why does it do that? Why, what, where, when? And I think it probably really annoyed my mother, because she didn't have the answers to everything. Who does? But also, I think I'm the kind of person that sometimes I'm guilty of kind of filling up the spaces in between people's speech. So if I'm at a dinner party, or if I'm at a drinks party, or if I'm meeting people and I don't know them, I'm always the one that's asking the questions and hoping that they'll ask me questions, which very often they don't. And if there's a space in between the answers, or if there's a sort of awkward silence, I'm always the one that will go in and fill it up. And it might just be nonsense that I speak about or talk. So I'm sure that some of you might be guilty of that. I think I'm learning as I get older to actually just sit quietly and listen, because how are you going to find out anything unless you listen to those silences? And sometimes I think the space in between all the noise is where the interesting thing happens. It's the same with art as well, actually. Often when you look at a painting, the interesting stuff happens between the two subject matter. There might be a void of space, there might be lots of little clues as to what's going on between the people or whatever the subject matter is that the artist is painting. Even if it's an abstract painting, there's often a lot more dynamism in between the brushstrokes or the shapes and the colour. Anyway, I'm going to read a bit from Khalil Gibran later about talking and the importance of listening, I suppose, and the importance of not just gabbling on nonsensically for hours about nothing, because, as I said, sometimes it's the person that speaks with the fewest words that has the most wisdom, or that might be saying the most important things, and it's worth just bearing that in mind, I suppose. So I'm going to dig out the Prophet, and I'm going to read that later, and we can have a little kind of discussion about that, maybe a little Q&A about that. But in the meantime, I have got to leave you in peace, and I'm going to go off and run some errands, which I'm not really looking forward to, fixing the air conditioning in my car, boring things like that, life kind of stuff that sometimes gets you down. But before I go, look at my lovely foxgloves. Aren't they gorgeous? I moved into my mum's house about, December 2022, and she was always a very neat gardener, and she liked everything to be very sort of trimmed and ordered and in lines and precise. And as soon as I got here, if I saw anything that was wild like a foxglove, and it had finished flowering, I got all the seeds and I just scattered them all over the garden. So now I've got sort of loads and loads of foxgloves popping up everywhere. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but in that flower bed there's tons of them. I don't know if you can see them all behind there. Those are all things which I just chucked in from that one there when it flowered, kind of at the end of 2022. And also what's lovely is, I don't know if you can see that behind me there's like a little sort of peachy coloured rose. The thing that we did, the kids and I, on Mother's Day, after my mother died, the year after she died, last year, I got some lovely climbing and rambling roses. We got about 12, and we had Mother's Day celebration here, and I got the children, we all planted the roses in the garden, so it's lovely to see them. They were bare rooted ones, so they came with no foliage, nothing, so it's really lovely to see them now just popping up and saying hello. That's a lovely kind of creamy peach, sort of dusty peachy, beautiful. So I might go and pick one for the house for later. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now in peace and stop talking, which is going to be the subject of my conversation later on, give you a bit of respite, and I hope that you have a lovely day in between when I come back, and I look forward to chatting with you later. Yeah, it's a nice day, and I'm going to go and sort my air conditioning out before it gets incredibly hot again like it was last week, so I better pop off and do that. But lots and lots of love to everybody. Let me know what you're going to be doing today, and do pop back later or have a look later on this evening when you get a chance, and see what Khalil Gibran has to say about talking too much, talking too little, listening. Anyway, lots of love. Bye bye.